Hello, welcome to Report Vikings, your daily Minnesota Vikings news channel. Let's explore today's latest news. But first, I ask for your help. Leave your like on this video. Many of you follow our content daily, but forget to click the like button. It's a simple, free gesture that helps us a lot. Vikings considered candidates for Asante Samuel Jr., top cornerback available. The Minnesota Vikings are continuing their search for reinforcements in their secondary defense this offseason, and a big name could be on the team's radar. With a clear need for a reliable outside cornerback, the Vikings have been named as potential suitors for Asante Samuel Jr., a former Los Angeles Chargers player who is still available on the free agent market. During the offseason, the Minnesota Vikings made strategic moves to improve their defensive unit, including re-signing Byron Murphy Jr., one of the top names in the secondary, and adding Isaiah Rodgers and Jeff Okudah. However, the outside cornerback position still presents some uncertainty. Murphy, while talented, is not a traditional number one blocking cornerback. Under defensive coordinator Brian Flores, he will be used in a versatile manner, alternating between the edge and the slot, with the goal of maximizing his impact on plays. Rodgers, who signed a 2-year, $11 million contract, was used primarily as a backup last season by the Philadelphia Eagles, raising questions about his potential as a reliable starter. Jeff Okudah, meanwhile, carries the burden of being a first-round pick who failed to live up to expectations in his first few years in the league. Injuries have hampered his development, and his inconsistency raises questions about his ability to be a top-level defender. In addition, Kai Blackman, the Vikings' former third-round pick, is still recovering from ACL surgery, adding another layer of uncertainty to the group. Given this scenario, Bleacher Report's Mo Moton noted that the Vikings could be an ideal destination for Asante Samuel Jr., considered the best cornerback on the market. At 25, Samuel has shown solid performance throughout his 3 seasons with the Chargers, accumulating at least 2 interceptions and 11 pass breakups each year. Despite dealing with a shoulder injury that sidelined him for 13 games last season, Samuel still managed to make an impact in the games he played, allowing a passer rating below 90 and not giving up a touchdown in 4 games. His ability to contest passes and his youth make him an attractive option for teams looking to add to the position. However, his size, 5 feet 10 inches and 180 pounds, could be a limiting factor for teams that prefer more physical cornerbacks who can guard receivers from the line of scrimmage. Still, his production and potential for development indicate that he could be a valuable asset to any defense. Initially, projections indicated that Samuel could sign a contract in the $14 million range per year. However, if he remains unsigned after the 2025 NFL Draft, his market value is likely to decrease, making a more affordable deal possible. Minnesota, which has taken this approach with previous signings, such as Stephon Gilmore in the past, could seek a 1-year deal in the $10 million range to test Samuel's fit in Brian Flores' defense. The Vikings currently have about $21.6 million in cap space, but some of that could be earmarked for adding a veteran backup quarterback. Should Minnesota fail to draft an impact cornerback in the draft, a move for Samuel could be a possibility. Or other names like Rasul Douglas or Gilmore could be a viable alternative. With the draft approaching, the Vikings' final decision will depend on how the roster shapes up in the coming weeks. If they choose to add Samuel, the team could significantly bolster its secondary and increase its chances of success in the upcoming NFL season. Minnesota Vikings eyeing Keenan Allen. Wide receiver could strengthen attack for next season. In the last few hours, a new rumor has shaken the NFL market. The Minnesota Vikings would be interested in signing experienced wide receiver Keenan Allen. The information was initially raised by sources close to the league and gained strength after comments from renowned sports journalist Adam Schefter, who closely follows the franchise's movements. Keenan Allen, currently with the Chicago Bears, had a solid 2024 season, demonstrating that despite his 32 years, he is still one of the most reliable and productive receivers in the league. Last season, Allen racked up 67 receptions, 719 yards, and 7 touchdowns, being a key piece for the Bears' offense. His presence on the field is synonymous with security for any quarterback, given his ability to execute precise routes and his consistency in reception. With Adam Thielen gone, the Minnesota Vikings have been relying on Justin Jefferson as their main aerial threat. However, the addition of Allen would create one of the most talented wide receiver duos in the league. Jefferson, one of the NFL's brightest young talents, paired with a veteran like Allen, could significantly elevate the franchise's aerial attack. The Vikings' interest in Allen is justified by the team's current restructuring. After an unstable season, the franchise is looking for more consistency in the offensive sector and a clear identity for the coming years. The uncertainty surrounding the starting quarterback is a relevant issue, and the presence of an experienced receiver could bring greater security to whoever takes command of the offense. With a new offensive coordinator and potential changes in game plan, the Vikings need to surround their quarterback with talent that will ease the transition and allow for greater efficiency on offense. Keenan Allen fits this role perfectly, offering not only quality but also leadership and experience in a locker room seeking a new winning identity. Despite the big technical fit, the negotiation to bring Allen to Minnesota presents significant challenges. The wide receiver is on a hefty contract, and the Vikings would need to adjust their payroll to accommodate the veteran. This could mean having to restructure existing contracts or even release some players to make room under the salary cap. Another factor complicating the negotiation is the Bears' resistance to releasing one of their key players to a conference rival. If Chicago decides to trade Allen, it could demand significant compensation, whether in draft picks or even players who can bolster its own rebuild. The Vikings will need to evaluate whether it is worth investing in a veteran player, considering he is at an advanced stage in his career. However, if the team believes Allen is the missing piece for a more dynamic and competitive offense, the trade could move forward in the coming weeks. So far, Adam Schefter and other NFL insiders have yet to officially confirm a Vikings proposal, but speculation continues to grow. Analysts say Minnesota is closely monitoring Allen's situation and could make a move if conditions are favorable. If the deal goes through, the Vikings would have a revamped offense combining youth and experience. For Allen, moving to Minnesota could represent one last big chance to make the playoffs and compete for a title before calling it a day. With free agency opening and the NFL market heating up, the next few days will be decisive in understanding whether this negotiation has a real chance of happening. We will continue to monitor all updates on Keenan Allen's future and the Vikings' interest, bringing you all the latest news. And you, Vikings fan, do you think Keenan Allen would be a good addition to the team? How would he fit into the team's attack? Leave your opinion in the comments and share your expectations for the next season.